What does she mean by that? We're back in that energy once again where they're telling a lot. This first 2 chapters is going to be potent, folks. Listen to this right here. And then that next one, just wait. And you tell me what they mean by this. When someone says the world and then including, that indicates that there's something bigger, that there's more to the story. Monica Long, you got to pay attention to what this person is saying. This is the CEO. Monica Long, CEO of Ripple, emphasize the company's enterprise level capabilities. That's not the good part. We're getting there. Highlighting partnerships with major banks, such as, that's not the good part. Wait. But even there, such as means there's more. DBS, SocGen, Forge, BBVA. We know there's a lot more. It says in a tweet, it says, quote, Ripple custody is the de facto technology used by the largest banks of the world, including DBS, SocGen, Forge, BBA, including. So this is their allotment here. So who's in this other giant allotment? Who else is? I won't even say giant. Let me remove that phrase. Who else is in that allotment? Who else is in that group that they're talking about in the world of the biggest banks? Who? Why did they say that? She wants people to know. They want people to know, but they can't say it outright just yet. NDAs, SEC, you know the whole spiel. It's true. But they still want people to be bullish. They still want people to know. They're a for-profit company. They want people to know they're the best of the best. They've been doing good business. Once again, you tell me. You let me know. It says Ripple custody is the de facto technology used by the largest banks of the world. So there's got to be banks we don't know about. Who are they? Remember, there's thousands of banks on the table. Thousands of banks on the table. They already let us know before that they were going to go after the commercial banks in the U.S. They just can't announce it just yet. We got this SEC dog that we have to beat off our neck first. If this is not exciting, I don't know what is. Then it says including DBS and all these other. I don't care about that. Right now, I'm more interested in the unknown. But wait, we've been hearing a lot about this whole custody thing. Apparently custody services, which they're going to be providing. Didn't I say this? I said this like 2-3 weeks ago. I said custodying that more than likely banks, government entities that want to be involved because they have left such a bad taste in the customers' mouths. They're going to have to use intermediaries. They're going to have to use third parties. If they use third parties, they'll be able to bring their customers back. Isn't that what I said? And then after that, we start seeing all these articles about custody being the doorway into the banks, the governments, all these other places that are going to need custody services. They're going to need a lot more than that, but this is just a beginning point. You follow what I'm saying? The customers don't like these old authority figures, the legacy system. They don't. That's why there's been massive deposit flight. Continue. Did you see the members only videos recently? Which, by the way, I'm about to release another one. But because of that, they have to wear a different mask. Third-party providers of services are that mask. And they can say, well, we have professional companies handling this. We have the best of the best handling this. And that gives a little bit more security to the customers. Ripple knows that. Oh, you might say to yourself, oh, Mick, it's just Ripple saying that. They're not the only ones. I'll throw a big dog in there. Swift is talking about the same thing because they're trying to maintain their position. They're trying to maintain their position, but they can't. Oh, Mick, you keep talking about Swift like that, Mick, because I know a lot of you still believe the legacy system is as powerful as it used to be. I get it. I understand that. To each his own. We can agree to disagree. But wait till we get to that second chapter, and then you tell me. I mean, they keep laying it out for everyone. So we have that. Let's see if they give us a little bit more. Quote, now, this is continued on from Monica Long. Quote, now we are including pre-established policy and operational structures, additional HSM options, XRPL fungible token support. Really? Why do you think that is? XRPL fungible token support. When all the big companies in the world are talking about RWA, the trillions, that will be easy. I had to say it twice for emphasis. Easy to bring those trillions in. It's going to be easy for that value to flow. At that time, when RWA pops off and is mass adopted, it will be the easiest money anybody ever made. Because by the time it gets deployed, by the time there's mass adoption, when it comes to RWA tokenization, all of the technologies will be so streamlined, even people's grandmothers and grandfathers could use it with ease. With ease. There won't be a lot to figure out. You press a couple of times on your screen and you're taking a picture of something and this value is tokenized. Actually, how much it's worth, or, you know, maybe they have a bunch of reputable analysts that analyze, you know, the value of this particular thing. You get the average of it. It posts the average price for you to decide if you want to put some on top of that because you want to make money, right? You want to put some on top of that for how much you want to sell it for. Easy breezy. Everything's in the future. Most things are going to be automated. Small businesses, medium businesses, almost fully automated. Everything's going to be, it's going to work like, it's going to flow like water. It should. Theoretically, we're almost there. This is going to be huge, folks. Huge. They're letting the people know right now. Things are going, this is what it means. Things are going well, and we have some banks in the back pocket we haven't even pulled out. We haven't even pulled out yet. Wait a minute before I get too excited. Because then we have this here. I showed you the article yesterday. People had a chance to go look this article up and read it. All right. Now you scroll down. This is the article from treasury.gov. All right. It doesn't get bigger than this, more reputable, more serious than this. Treasury.gov. Scroll down to the little part where it says at the same time. At the same time, tokenization based on distributed ledger technology has emerged as a more ambitious and potentially more transformative alternative to legacy payment systems. They just told you what I've been saying all these years, folks. No denying it anymore. I told you we're out front. I told you we're better than them. What does that mean when it comes to business? If we're better than them, if we're number one, if we're the best of the best, that means that value is ours. There is no competition right now. They can't beat us. They need us. We don't need them. We can scrape up a lot of that value off the table because they haven't caught up with us yet. We are the best. If a car company is the best, people want that car, right? Okay. Right. If a food company is the best, people want that food, right? All right, okay. Jewelry company, the best. You see where we're going? We have the best when it comes to moving value, to making money quickly and efficiently, to custodying, we're the best. Tokenization, we're the best. In every possible way, we're the best. They're telling you. And we are a part of that tiny group that's involved early, super early. I'm going to read it to you again. Anybody can download this, go to this website and read this. It says, once again, tokenization based on distributed ledger technologies has emerged as a more ambitious and potentially transformative alternative to legacy payment systems. That is so beautiful to my ears. As a longtime researcher, I love to hear this. They're admitting it. They're telling people. Are the people even going to listen? They're still going to take, I know there's a lot of people still going to take crypto for granted. Because they've been in it for so long, and they don't believe anymore. They're numb to it. But here's the thing, not believing in it anymore or being numb to it does not change the truth. Even the Treasury knows. So now we've heard from the Fed that we're superior. We're hearing from the Treasury that we're superior. We've heard from the BIS that we're superior. How do we not take trillions of dollars over the next few years? We have a few more bumps to get through, no doubt about it. Once we get through those bumps, what's stopping the flood? You tell me. I'm having a good time, folks. I don't know. When I'm excited and I'm having a good time, I'm at my best. That's how I feel. So then it continues on here. Broadly speaking, these projects aim to reduce frictions and delay in payment and settlement in legacy systems by storing information more centrally, such as on a shared ledger. Wait a minute, and look at the bombs that they're dropping. If you're putting it all together, remember what we just read about happening in Europe? And they're like, we want to come up with a unified ledger for Europe, but they can't do it. The systems are too fragmented, too siloed, too different. How do they bring it all together? They need DLT. This is why all those DLT companies going hard over there. Ripple's going hard in Europe. Algorand has been in Europe for years. Hedera is on a panel with in a group with Ripple. Their presence is felt there. And a whole host of other ones I don't even cover. They need DLT. This new financial system, these legit utility crypto across the board are so bullish. They don't want the people to know. That's why they keep paying. They pay a lot behind the scenes for FUD to be spread. And, their mainstream media doesn't even have to be paid for it to just spread the FUD and keep the regular people out of this thing that's going to explode over the next 2 years. Not financial advice. Make your own decisions. Just my humble opinion. But this thing that we've seen little explosions before, everything that happened before is little. Just look at the information presented to you of where everything is going, and where it's been. Where it's been is nowhere near as large or as big or taps into the type of value of where everything is going. It doesn't. So if we're using logic and deductive reasoning and we're being theoretical, the future has to be, if the trajectory that we're looking at is correct, the future has to be enormous. Enormous. They're telling you this. All right, so where did we leave off here? Shared ledger. Yeah, so this even ties into what they're talking about when it comes to tying ledgers together, having a shared ledger, a unified ledger. Listen, let's be real. All of this is going to be a conglomeration. And a conglomeration means you're going to need interoperability. We just had a major institution. I don't know if I covered this in a members only video or regular. I don't remember. We had a major institution just admit that they still, to this day, lack interoperability. To this day. It's pathetic at this point how far behind they are. They're not going to catch us. They're going to have to crawl to us on their knees like they did with Chainlink, like they're doing with Solana. First they hated Solana, now they're kissing Solana's backside. Now they all love it because they know they're going to need that. They're going to need that technology. They know it. That's why they're all of a sudden out of nowhere, all these big companies love Solana out of nowhere all of a sudden. They see the writing on the wall. They can't catch up. So they're like, listen, we don't want to fade away. They don't want to lose power or capital. And they would. Because with these technologies here, I told you, with these technologies, the power is in your hands. You don't want the power. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I don't like authority figures. I like to have I like to have power over myself. I don't like anyone else having power over anything, whether it's data, me physically, anything else. I march to the beat of my own drum and nobody's going to take my drum away. That's how I look at it. But they know that. So they're saying to themselves, whoa, we don't want to give up our position in the world. They feel like they've been dominant for so long. So they must concede. They must meet us in the middle. And that means they're going to hand that value over. They have to. And since this is still early, now they're accepting certain realizations and moving themselves into position. Same thing that they're doing with Bitcoin. Now, it says here, a wide range of tokenization projects are being pursued by both public and private sector, including some joint efforts. So then we have even more big news. This article here is titled Ripple Unveils RLUSD Stablecoin with Partners. Who are they partnering up with? Things are moving rapidly. I'm very happy about that. I don't like to wait for too long. I'm very patient. But we can be very patient and also want things to happen quickly as well. We want things today. Why not? That's just a natural thing that people have inside of them. But it says digital asset infrastructure provider teams with global exchanges and forms advisory board for launch of U.S. denominated stablecoins. And it's been very interesting to see the Fed as well as the U.S. Treasury talking about stablecoins very heavily and taking it seriously. A few other reputable organizations have been going hard in the paint, explaining their stances on stablecoins, which is interesting. Remember that one document we covered recently. This is why I hope people read through those entire documents and articles. One of them was talking about how, did you see this? One of them was talking about how did they phrase? I'm going to paraphrase it, but I'm trying to get as close as possible to what they said. They said that if they don't dominate the stablecoin market, the private sector would, and they would lose a lot of power. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what I know you saw it. A lot of you saw it. I put the articles up, so I know other people read it. That's interesting, isn't it? Very interesting. But let's keep going. And Ripple knows that. This is not just about value. This is a power grab. They're grabbing for position, just like the IMF did way back when. Remember, I covered the history of how the IMF began. The IMF began a lot like Ripple. Remember that? That video's still up from a long time ago. Ripple has announced the launch of its US denominated stablecoin, RLUSD. The company has partnered with several global exchanges and platforms to distribute the new digital asset. RLUSD will be available on Uphold, Bitstamp, Bitso, MoonPay, Independent Reserve, CoinMania, and Bullish. I don't know what Bullish is, but okay. Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, explains the motivation behind the launch. Quote, customers and partners have been asking for high-quality stablecoins like RLUSD to use across various financial use cases, such as payments, tokenization of real-world assets. They always squeeze that in there. I'm telling you. They're trying to let the people know, are the people listening, and decentralized finance, unquote. Things are starting to heat up, folks. Things are looking very, very good. Market makers BC, B2, C2, and KeyRock will support RLUSD's liquidity to drive adoption across markets. Ivan Soto-Wright, MoonPay co-founder and CEO, notes, quote, we're impressed with Ripple's commitment to advancing the stablecoin market and unlocking new institutional use cases with RLUSD. As long as it enhances XRP is all I care about. As long as it brings more businesses in that can use XRP, that's all I care about. This is what David Schwartz has said. This is what a lot of reputable people have said. I agree with that. Other than that, I don't care. If it doesn't have a great impact positively on XRP, I do not care. I'm here to make money off of bank coins, utility coins. I have a lot of other things, a lot of other assets like commodities, etc., money market funds, treasury bills, etc. I'm not worried about stablecoin. I'm just not. I'm just being honest. This is how I feel. I don't expect you to feel the same. I don't want you to feel the same. I want you I'm here to promote independent thought. I want you to think for yourself and feel how you want to feel. You don't have to what do they call that? You don't have to feel how I feel, for lack of a better word. So now let's get over here to Bitcoin, okay? We have a lot going on with Bitcoin right now. I think there's a lot of collecting of information that's going on, a lot of testing that's going on right now to see how the public, to see which information moves the public. Is it interest rate cuts? Is it what BlackRock says? Is it what retail is doing? And I think they're collecting a lot of information right now. But that's just my humble opinion. If you collect once you collect information and you've done your research, you know how to proceed. I'm telling you, they have entire teams of researchers and analysts. And then after they crunch the numbers and the data and the information, then they typically will know the appropriate moves to make. But this article here is titled BTC Price Focus Shifts to $69,000 as Bitcoin challenges 8-month downtrend. Bitcoin looks increasingly apt to ditch its consolidation range as Bitcoin price volatility kicks in at Wall Street Open. Bitcoin spiked towards $68,000 October the 15th. Wall Street Open as analysis told traders to focus on old all-time highs, gaining more than 2% on the day before consolidating. BTC/USD approached a key psychological area for the first time in months. It is its previous all-time high from 2021. Quote, market structure and trend still looks decent towards the upside, unquote. Which, listen, like I said, in the short term, I'm telling you, well, my humble opinion, not financial advice, but Bitcoin looks bullish long term, no matter what happens short term. But this is good that it looks bullish in the short term here. It says, unquote, popular trader and analyst Skew wrote in part of his latest market review on X. Okay, and we've heard from Skew quite a few times as of recent. So now let's go here. We had a little bit more going on with Bitcoin. Of course, we have to keep up with what the heck BlackRock is doing and what they're saying. They're a major player. And this is why I said I think they're just collecting information right now. BlackRock doesn't have to come out itself and say anything. They don't. They can make a major media push, but they haven't just yet. I think they're testing the waters, right? But this is what it says. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink declares Bitcoin an asset class, rivaling gold in investment potential. Rivaling gold? I guess, when it comes to money making, sure. When it comes to protection, I don't know about that. But I'm bullish on both, but I'm long-term, super long-term with gold far into the future. A lot less long-term on Bitcoin. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink has emphasized Bitcoin's growing legitimacy as an investment, calling it an alternative to commodities like gold. Quote, "We believe Bitcoin is an asset class in itself," unquote, said the CEO of the largest asset manager. Fink downplayed regulatory changes. Why do you think that is? He doesn't care about any regulatory changes at all. He's just bullish on it, and a few other crypto as well, I'm pretty sure. If you're watching some of the things going on behind the scenes, it's a little bit suspicious. This is my humble opinion. Arguing broader acceptance and liquidity will drive market expansion. With the firm's Bitcoin ETF reaching $23 billion in inflows, he predicted further growth in digital assets and blockchains transformative potential in global finance. He didn't say Bitcoin, blockchain. That's interesting, right? Everything they say is on purpose. There's a reason for it. They don't misspeak. Says here, Larry Fink, chairman and CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager. Why do you have to keep saying that? We know who he is. Highlighted the firm's ongoing innovation during the Q3 2024 earnings call on Friday. Fink underscored BlackRock's focus on improving market access through ETFs or ETPs, highlighting their recently launched Ethereum exchange-traded fund. He noted that iShares Ethereum Trust attracted over $1 billion in net inflows within the first 2 months of trading, following the earlier launch of the iShares Bitcoin Trust, which has grown to $23 billion in its first 9 months. Fink stated that these products align with BlackRock's broader goal of making investing easier and more affordable for investors globally, stating, quote, "We will continue to pioneer new products to be making investing easier and more affordable," unquote. What other new products do you think they're talking about? Listen, make no mistake about it. I firmly believe they're going to go deep on a lot of these, the top utility coins. They're getting Bitcoin out of the way. They've gotten Ethereum out of the way. So what's next? Solana, XRP, Chainlink. I know they have their eye on them. They have to. All the big companies are talking about them, especially Solana right now. And Chainlink is not far behind. There's no way you work with Swift and you don't make the radar. They're definitely on the radar for sure. 100%, in my humble opinion. So we're going to end off here with a little bit of gold news. All right. Then I'm going to get over to making the members only video. So now gold, and this is from fxempire.com. Gold news, strong US dollar caps rally. Traders eye Fed rate cut impact. Let's scroll down. I'm going to scroll past the key points. I want to just get to the actual paragraphs here. It says here, gold prices held steady on Tuesday as traders responded to a strong U.S. dollar and market speculation on upcoming Federal Reserve rate cuts. After hitting a record high of $2,685.42 last month, gold has since settled into a range between $2,685 and $2,604. The current market is fluctuating around $2,645. The midpoint of this range, with price direction depending on whether gold can hold above this key pivot. At 12:35 GMT, XAU USD is trading $2,655.55, is up $6.77 or plus 0.26%. Gold faces headwinds from strong U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar, buoyed by expectations of future rate cuts by the Federal Reserve, hovered near a 2-month high on Tuesday, creating resistance for gold prices. A stronger dollar typically makes gold more expensive for holders. I hate a strong dollar. Tell me you don't feel that way when you see that dollar getting stronger. You're like, oh man, no. Dollar, no, please, no. Creating resistance for gold prices, a stronger dollar typically makes gold more expensive for holders of other currencies, limiting demand. The dollar index was last at 103.12. Really? I haven't checked in a while. Close to its recent peak of 103.136. Hey, listen, sometimes, folks, you got to give yourself a break from the charts. You just do. Sometimes you got to know when to have a little bit of a mental break and relax. Every life is about balance. We have to be balanced, folks. So 103.12, close to his recent peak of 103.36, which represents a 2.5% gain from September 27th bottom at 100.157. Listen, I'm not worried about gold at all. So much geopolitical tension. So many banks might collapse and have some problems. More and more gold is being promoted. You got Costco going wild with gold. Now they're moving. Did I read it correct? They're moving platinum now? Or they're trying to add platinum? Is Walmart also doing gold? I believe I read an article about that. So listen, gold is getting promoted. People are learning about the benefits of gold. I'm not worried about gold at all. Long-term, gold's super bullish. Dollar strength alongside higher U.S. Treasury yields presents a challenging environment for gold in the short term. All right, I guess, it depends on where you got in, I would think, right? Independent analyst Ross Norman noted the pressure on gold, citing, quote, profit taking and higher treasury yields, unquote. There's going to be profit taking. It just naturally happens. Every once in a while, it happens a little bit heavily. No big deal, in my humble opinion. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.